The phone wouldn't stop vibrating. 71 missed calls, all from her. I watched it buzz across the marble counter of my kitchen. The same kitchen her parents had occupied like permanent guests for 15 years. 15! They called it temporary support. I called it charity. They called me boring. Predictable. Your daughter deserves someone exciting, her mother would say at dinner, slicing my roast as if it were her entitlement. Not you. Never you. I never reacted. That was my talent. Silence, observation. But tonight was different. 2 hours earlier, my daughter-in-law's voice had cut through the speaker like broken glass. If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes. I looked at my reflection in the dark window. Gray at the temples. Calm eyes, measured breath. I replied with one word. Enjoy. Then I sent the photos. Snow-covered mountains, glass walls, the infinity pool overlooking a private valley in Switzerland. My villa? Not rented, not borrowed, owned. The phone began ringing before the message even showed as delivered. 71 times. They didn't know yet. They thought I was the safe one, the stable one, the man too dull to leave. They had no idea what I had already done and what I was about to take away. It didn't start with the villa. It started with a laugh. Her laugh, not the one she gave me at dinner. Not the polite smile she performed in front of her parents. This was softer, intimate, private. I heard it through the half-closed study door one night. She thought I was asleep. I know, she whispered into her phone. He's predictable. Pause. He wouldn't survive without me. Another laugh. I stood in the dark hallway, listening to the woman I had funded for 2 decades speak about me like a defective appliance. My in-laws had primed her for this. For years, they chipped away at me in subtle ways. You're too quiet. You lack ambition. Exciting men take risks. They lived in my house for 15 years at a fraction of market rent. My mortgage, my taxes, my generosity. And behind my back, they painted me as small. I started noticing details after that call. Her phone face down at dinner. Her sudden gym membership. The late book club meetings. Small lies. Poorly stitched. She wore a new perfume once. Not for me. I leaned in and asked casually, new scent? She hesitated a fraction too long. It was on sale. That was the moment. Not anger, not heartbreak, just clarity. She wasn't bored. She was shopping, and I had already paid the deposit. I didn't confront her. I upgraded the home security system instead. Cameras, cloud storage, remote access. She never asked why. I requested phone records through the shared account I still controlled. Hundreds of messages to a number saved under a woman's name. Predictable mistake. I cross-referenced the number. A man, divorced, entrepreneur, gym owner. Exciting. I visited his facility one afternoon under the pretense of membership. He recognized me. That flicker in his eyes. Guilt has a smell. I shook his hand. Firm. Measured. Small world, I said. He swallowed. Yes. He knew. They always know. I hired a private investigator. Quiet, efficient, expensive. Photos arrived within 2 weeks. Her hand in his hand at the small of her back. Hotel entrances, a kiss in a parking garage. I studied each image like financial statements. No tears, just calculation. Meanwhile, her parents continued occupying my guest wing like royalty. Her father once leaned back in my dining chair and said, "You're lucky she stays with you." Lucky. I almost smiled. Because by then, the Swiss property purchase had been finalized. Transferred solely to a trust she had no access to. I liquidated joint accounts strategically, legal, clean, filed preliminary divorce papers quietly. And then I did something else. I drafted a 60-day notice for her parents. Market rate adjustments, property restructuring, neutral language, cold ink. I kept eating dinner with them, kept listening to their subtle insults, kept paying the bills. But inside, something had shifted. I wasn't the predictable man anymore. I was patient. The confrontation happened on a Tuesday. No shouting. No theatrics. I placed the investigator's envelope on the dining table. She looked at it. Then at me. What's this? Open it. Her hands trembled as the photos spilled across the wood. Silence expanded between us. Her parents leaned forward. Confusion. Then horror. Her mother gasped. Her father went pale. She started crying immediately. It's not what you think. I raised a hand. Please. My voice was steady, almost gentle. I know exactly what it is. She tried to speak again, but the words collapsed in her throat. I slid the phone records across next, highlighted numbers, dates, times. You said book club, I said quietly. She covered her face. Her father stood abruptly. You must have driven her to this. There it was. Predictable. I turned to him. You have 60 days to vacate my property. He blinked. What? I've been subsidizing your lifestyle for 15 years. That ends now. Her mother started sobbing. She reached for me. I leaned back. We're done. No anger. No volume. Just finality. They tried bargaining, apologizing, blaming him, blaming me, blaming fate. I showed them the signed transfer documents for the villa. Switzerland. Snow-covered privacy. A life already prepared. You can't just leave, she whispered. I already have, I replied. Her phone buzzed then. The gym owner? How poetic. I nodded toward it. You're free. The 60-day notice was delivered formally the next morning. No extensions. No negotiation. Their lifestyle collapsed quickly once my funding stopped. The gym owner, it turned out, wasn't as stable as my boring income. He liked excitement. Not responsibility. When she saw the photos of my villa online, because yes, I posted them publicly. Her calls started. 71 times. Voicemails filled with regret. Her parents sent long messages about forgiveness, family, history. I answered none. Instead, I sent one final text. You want it exciting? And then I blocked them all? The air in Switzerland tastes different. Cleaner, honest. I stand on the balcony of my villa watching the snow fall in absolute silence. No criticism, no manipulation, no whispered laughter behind doors. For 15 years, I mistook endurance for loyalty. I confused stability with weakness. They thought I wouldn't survive without them. They were wrong. I was funding their illusion. Now I fund my freedom. I don't hate her. Hate requires attachment, and I am no longer attached. My phone doesn't vibrate anymore. No missed calls. No noise. Just quiet. And in that quiet, I finally understand something simple. They didn't lose a boring man. They lost the man who owned the house.